IOC boots Belarusian coaches from Olympics over attempt to force sprinter to fly home.
Here's a summary of the article.
2 Belarusian coaches have been stripped of their Tokyo Olympics accreditations over an alleged attempt to force a sprinter to fly home, an incident that drew international condemnation. The body said this week that it was investigating the pair over their role in the case of Kristina Simonovskaya, who sought protection at a Tokyo airport to avoid being put on a plane home. Simonovskaya is one of more than 2,000 Belarusian sports figures who signed an open letter calling for new elections and for political prisoners to be freed. The IOC said the 2 coaches will be offered an opportunity to be heard, but that the measures against them were taken, in the interest of the well-being of the athletes, from Belarus who are still in Tokyo. Simonovskaya told Reuters her husband, Arseny Zhdanovich, left home abruptly, traveling to Ukraine after his wife took refuge in the Polish embassy in Tokyo on Monday. The alleged attempt to return Simonovskaya to Belarus has prompted condemnation, with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken accusing Minsk of another act of transnational repression. The Olympic saga came as police in Ukraine said missing Belarusian activist Vitaly Shishov, whose NGO helps his compatriots flee the country, had been found hanged in a park in Kiev.
This post received a score of 38,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
So if she goes home, she's probably dead? Sounds like a logical reason to not want to go back.
Someone the other day posted an apparently weekly state TV program in Belarus where they have a list of enemies of the state. The images are literally put next to nooses. So I would guess that you aren't far from the truth.
And they were suggesting she may end up as a suicide. That's definitely the moment I would decide to do whatever I can to avoid being in the hands of whoever that was in the higher pay grade.
I thought for sure they would be too tactful to say anything that damning, but when he starts bringing up suicides, that's a pretty explicit threat right there. He's basically straight up saying, you're gonna do what you're told or you're gonna end up dead. This is blowing my mind. I sure hope she's able to protect herself and stays strong and true to her message. It's a really awesome thing she's doing. It's these sorts of seemingly small gestures that can sometimes bring enough attention to an issue to initiate some real change. The odds of that actually panning out in the long term are always slim, but they're impossible if people like her aren't making sacrifices for the greater good. Authoritarians aren't subtle.
Why would they be? The whole point is for everyone to know what they're willing to do to people who defy them.
So what's interesting about this is all this fallout isn't even because she took a bold political stance or anything. It's because she was added to a relay for a distance she doesn't run and publicly complained about it. They could have just said, oops, sorry, we'll take you out of the relay. If not for that, we don't have a whole international incident on our hands.
Very telling, isn't it? About the chaos and paranoia at the top of the government that they thought they would get away with doing something like this on Japanese soil.
It's always the lackeys that do the most damage. Anything to impress the leader.
Damn, do you remember Sean Spicer? I think of him from time to time. I wish him well. Flag in hole.
I wish him permanent uncomfortable and unsettling sleep. He was irresponsible and did a lot of damage. Gutless sycophant.
Belarus is rapidly becoming an international pariah. Rigged elections, forced diversion of civilian airplanes, assassinations on foreign soil, and now this. Lukashenko and his cronies are running out of friends.
Greater than Belarus is rapidly becoming an international pariah. It's been a dictatorship since 1994. Their infamy goes way back. They're just too small for anyone to really give a shit. They don't have the international projection that Russia has, for example, so news about them quickly gets forgotten.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.